Hey everyone, it's Icy New Year, and today I'm going to be talking about some pretty sensitive things, and some stuff that's kind of depressing. So if that's something that you think might bother you, I would recommend skipping this vlog. It's just stuff that's always on my mind in August, and I think talking about it might help me work through it better. But yeah, so gonna give everyone a second to X out of this video if it's not something you want to hear, and I completely understand, quite simply. And I'm gonna light a cigarette because I don't think I want to deal with talking about this without that. Okay. I often get questions from people wondering how or why I produce so much content. Because I put out at least 3 videos a day, often 4, not even counting the vlogs. So, I mean, there's days when I literally have 5 videos coming out in a day. And there is a reason why I produce so much content. And, yeah. So, I'm going to jump from that, and I'll come back to it later to explain. Something not many people know about me is... Okay, well, as an explanation... Goblin Child is not my child. It is my girlfriend's kid. I treat her as my own. She doesn't call me dad because I don't want... She's only 3, so I don't want her to call me dad until she knows... She fully understands what that means, and then that way I don't want to make the choice for her just because we've gotten her so used to it. So she just calls me Aunt, which my name is Anthony, so that's where that comes from. But, not many people know this about me, but I actually had a son, when I was 21. 20. I was with this girl, and I had a really good job at the time. I was working management at Ritz Camera. I was making good money, and this girl basically lied to me about being on birth control, and I was dumb and I didn't use a condom because she lied about being on birth control, and she kept like a package of birth control next to her bed and threw away a pill every day so that I would believe she was on birth control. And, you know, all in all, I was an idiot for not, you know, using a condom. But, yeah, so she got pregnant, and she told me that she was trying to get pregnant because she thought that if she was pregnant, I would want a kid and want a family, because at the time I didn't want kids. So, I broke up with her, but I was always there for the kid. I mean, I bought him everything he'd need. I'd go visit him as often as I possibly could, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a week. But he was born in December, and his name was Skylar, and God, he was a beautiful kid. He was such a good baby. Barely cried, wide-eyed and wonderful. I don't know. He was an awesome kid. But in August, 2 days before my birthday, actually, 2 days before my 21st birthday, he was 8 months old, and his mother murdered him. She got frustrated, and she threw a bottle at him because he wouldn't stop crying, and it hit him in the temple, and then she picked him up. He wouldn't stop crying, which reasonable since she threw a bottle in his face. And she threw him into the crib. He hit his head on a toy, and he died of hemorrhaging in the brain. And that's something that's... She's in jail now. I just hit a squirrel. God damn it. He just would not get out of the way. Yeah, I just hit a squirrel. Okay, but she's in jail. She's serving... It's something along the lines of like 48 years or so for criminal child neglect, criminal child abuse, and death of an infant by a parent or guardian, which is actually worse than a murder charge in this state. And it's something along the lines of like 40, 50 years. She's in prison. But, that event really changed me. Losing Skylar. It's something I have never gotten over, and I honestly don't think I ever fully will. So eventually I lost my job at Ritz. Well, I went on a medical leave because my schizoaffective started getting really bad and I couldn't cope. And basically it boiled down to the point where I couldn't work anymore. I just couldn't maintain a job because I would have, psychotic breaks and end up losing my job. And when you're sitting with no job, you start analyzing things. I mean, you just have too much time to think. And that would become a focus. It was all these what ifs. What if I hadn't left her? What if I had pushed to have the paternity test sooner so I could have gotten, tried to get custody. All these what ifs, and they don't do anything good for you. They really don't. And that's actually a big part of me starting to stream. It let me have a schedule while I couldn't work. And then eventually onto YouTube. I started up YouTube, and it was so I could have some kind of schedule. And at this point, I devote about just under 8 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week to, working on YouTube content or working on my content. Now I've got the podcast added in, that's something else to do. But, making my videos, editing, rendering, getting it uploaded, all that jazz. And a lot of it is a diversion. It's so I have a schedule, so I have some stability. And it's so I don't sit there and just, especially during August, and so I don't sit there and just, think about Skylar constantly and just, run myself into the ground. Grief is a really powerful thing, and doing nothing is almost a death sentence. I just have had to keep busy so that I don't spend all my time thinking about it. And the reason I'm making this video in particular is just because, especially in August, Skylar's on my mind. It's hard to think about anything else. And I think that talking about what happened, talking about him will help bring a little bit of peace. It's gotten easier over the years to talk about everything. The pain is starting to lessen, and I'm starting to be left with more of the good memories, which is good. I don't think that'll ever fully go away, but it's nice to be able to think about him and smile sometimes. But yeah, just I want to thank everyone for their support. It really does mean the world to me. The support from all of you really does help me keep going through times like this. So I just want to give you all a heartfelt thank you. It really means the world to me. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope you all have a great day. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.